Hello, my name is Alejandra Martin, and in this presentation I'm going to talk about a motherboard and its components. In particular, I'll be presenting one of the most powerful and premium motherboards on the market today, which is the Asus ROG Crosshair X870E Hero. So this is the structure of today's presentation, and we are going to go over some key features of this motherboard, like its CPU socket, the type of RAM that it uses, its various connectivity options and storage options. We are going to mention the price of this motherboard on the market today, and we're going to finish with some reasons to choose this motherboard in particular. So first, here we have a picture of the motherboard, and all over the presentation we're going to see more thoroughly each of its components. This is a general view of the motherboard. And here you can see in general some of its main components. For instance, you have here the socket for the CPU, which is we're going to see later, but it's a AM5 socket. We can see here the RAM sockets, 4 RAM sockets. We see here the chipset, the PCI Express slots. For instance, the graphic card is going to be located in here, and this is the other one. It's various M2 slots like this, and the power supply connections, and the back panel with its various ports. So the form factor for this motherboard is a standard ATX size. So it means that it fits in most mid and full tower cases. Like for instance, where we have here a gaming case that would be perfect for this motherboard, which is from the same brand and model, which is the Asus ROG Strix Helios. And here in this picture, we can see that how it would fit in this case in particular. The CPU socket in this motherboard is the AM5 AMD socket, which is compatible with the latest AMD Ryzen processors, like for instance, all the Ryzen processors from the 9000, 8000, and 70,000 series. For instance, I included here one of the latest processors for AMD, which is the Ryzen 9 7950X3D processor, which has 16 cores, very high boost speeds, and it's perfect for very high-end gamers and creators. Here we can see the chipset that controls the various components in this motherboard, which is the AMD X870E chipset. And this is a chipset that is built for high performance because it supports PCI Express 5.0, which is the latest for both graphics and storage. It supports USB 4 connectivity, which is also the latest from USB. It controls also the high-speed DDR5 memory, and it has excellent overclocking capabilities. This is a motherboard that is very oriented for people that like to overclock its computer. And so, well, as we saw on the course, the chipset manages the system input and output connections, some of the storage devices and USB ports, and some of the PCI Express lanes. And this is a chipset that is very advanced, that it has faster USB speeds compared to previous generations, and has better power delivery and broader PCI Express 5.0 support. So the Crosshair X870E Hero has 4 DDR5 DIMM slots. In total, it can support up to 192 gigabytes of very fast memory, which, like I said, is the DDR5, which is the latest. If you install a CPU of the Ryzen 9000 series and you overclock it, you can reach speeds over 8,002 megatransfers per second. And it has various technologies for overclocking and reaching higher speeds. For instance, you have the AMD extended profile, and also you have the NitroPath DRAM technology, which you can see in the pictures here, that is a technology that optimizes signal integrity and stability by having a shorter distance between the DIMM slots and the CPU. So in this shorter distance, this reduces the electrical interference and the latency, so it allows the RAM to run at higher frequencies and with more stability. And to mention an example of a compatible RAM that you can install here, you can, for instance, install the Corsair Vengeance DDR5 RAM, which comes in pairs of, for instance, a set of 2 RAM of 8 and 8, so in total it would be 16. But you can also buy the set of a pair of 16 and 16, so in total you will have 32 gigabytes in 2 DIMM slots, and you can repeat this, so you achieve the maximum 192 gigabytes, which is a monstrosity, but my interest in this is like knowing in this presentation in general is like knowing which is the general state of the maximum technology that as for instance a gamer consumer could buy if it had lots of money to spend. So this motherboard has 2 PCI Express slots for the installation of the graphic cards. They are 2 PCI Express of 16 lanes, which also corresponds corresponds to the final size that you can end up using for installing components in here. But you have to keep in mind that the final speed that you get when installing a component in this expansion slot is dependent on the processor that you have installed. So, for instance, you have the latest series, the Ryzen 9000, you can use this expansion slot with its full speed, which is from the PCI Express 5.0. So you can use the 64 gigabytes per second transfer speed. But if you have installed a CPU from the older series, like for instance the 8000 and 700 series, you end up getting a lower speed of PCI Express 4.0. So the moral in here is that when you want to install a component in the expansion slots, or as we will see in the M2 point slots, you have to study, for instance, reading the manual of your motherboard, which components allow for which transfer speeds in your slots. And finally, I added an example of a compatible GPU that you can, for instance, install in here. You can enjoy using the latest GeForce graphic card, which is the 5090 series with 32 gigabytes of processing. So as you can see in this motherboard, in general, you can use the latest components that we have in the market today. In this motherboard, you have various M.2 slots for storage, for installing solid-state drives. And here you can see that on the one hand, you have 3 slots for M.2 connections that are connected directly to the CPU, and these are the ones that achieve a higher speed of 16 gigabytes per second because they use the PCI Express 5.0 technology. And you also have directly connected to the chipset another 2 M.2 slots that achieve a kind of a lower speed of PCI Express 4.0. So you can achieve in these slots 8 gigabytes per second of transfer speed. And also you have here in this circle in the picture another connector of the same technology that I mentioned, that is a slim SAS connector. Finally, I added an example of a solid-state drive that you can use, for instance, in one of the slots that are connected to the CPU. You can install a solid-state drive of the brand Corsair of this model that is one of the latest. It uses a PCI Express technology of 5.0, so you can enjoy the maximum transfer speed of these kind of M2 point slots. As you can see here, you have in total 20 USB ports. You have 10 USB ports of various kinds. In the rear, part of the motherboard, and another one, another set of 10 USB ports in the front part of the motherboard. And they are of various technologies and speeds. The main ones, for instance, are the USB 4 USB ports, which achieve 40 gigabytes per second of transfer speed, and they are of the form Type-C. You have the picture here on the upper part. The USB port, and you also have other ports of, for instance, Type A or Type C, which are 10 gigabytes per second. In the front, you have other two ports of 20 gigabytes per second, and you have other of 5 and a classical 2.0 USB port. You have plenty of ports to use, so this is a nice feature. Here you can see in the picture the 4 SATA 3 ports. They are SATA 3, so in terms of speed, you can achieve up to 6 gigabytes per second of transfer speed per port, and they have RAID support. If you have, for instance, installed a CPU of the Ryzen 9000 series, you can enjoy a configuration of RAID 0, 1, 5, and 10, which is the latest. And as we can see here, RAID 10 is a combination of RAID 1 and RAID 0. So you have the features of RAID 1, which is the mirroring, and of the RAID 0, which is the stripping. So you have both data redundancy for safety of your data, and improved performance because you have the mirroring of data across two drives, while also stripping it across pairs of drives. In terms of the power supply, you have connectors for this in 4 sides. You have here, you can see in the picture, the 24-pin main power connector, which powers the motherboard and the internal components like the chipset, the PCI slots, the USB ports, and other system features. And you have here in the upper part of the picture the CPU power connector, so this fits directly the CPU, and they are a set of 2 power connectors of 8 pins, and also besides the main power connector, you have another 8-pin power connector for the PCI Express that we saw before. And this one is for powering directly the GPU. As we are seeing, this would be a motherboard that sorry, needs a lot of power for feeding the various components. So the minimal power supply unit of the minimal power that you would need would be 100 watts. So an example of a compatible power supply unit would be the Corsair of the picture in here. That would be enough for powering a setup, a gaming setup like this. Here we can see some of the integrated peripherals that come inside this motherboard. For instance, you have very high-end audio peripherals with the Rock Supreme FX, which you can connect to make a surround sound audio set. You also have for the Ethernet connection, you have one Ethernet connection of 2.5 gigabytes and one for the 5 gigabyte connection. Also, you have the Wi-Fi card integrated, which is Wi-Fi 7, which is the latest that can support 2.5, 5G, and also the upcoming 6G, which is not in the market yet, and so it can support a very high transfer rate, and also it supports obviously Bluetooth. Well, here you have a list of the many internal input-output ports that you can find in this motherboard. Some of them are very interesting. For instance, you can see here in the upper part of the picture a display with a number that shows when you have some kind of issue with the motherboard. It will show a number code that corresponds exactly to the type of issue that you're having. So it's very convenient for troubleshooting. Also, you have customizable buttons for RGB lights, for the reset features. You also have various parts for the RGB lighting. You have an internal start button. You have the retry button that you can press if you get stuck during the post. So it forces the system reset. You have various LED indicators, and most interesting, you have the PCI Express mode switch, which is for when you press it, you change into one of two modes for the PCI Express slots. So it changes between the PCI 5.0 and 4.0 modes. Well, we also have the various connectors for the cooling system that you are able to install. You have the connector for the CPU fan in the upper part. You have the connector for an optional fan, which would be very interesting to use because as this is a very high-end motherboard with a lot of power processing, the cooling aspect is very important. You have also the connectors for the liquid refrigerator system. So in total, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4, 8 in total connectors for installing the various sets of cooling devices that will provide the necessary temperature stability for this motherboard. And as a simple example of compatible fans for this motherboard, you have here another product of the Corsair brand, which is installed as cooling directly the part of the CPU, and it comes with 3 fans. So talking about the price, if you buy this motherboard here in Spain, you can see that in PC Componentes you can find it at almost 680 euros, and a little bit cheaper in Amazon at 630 euros. Compared to other motherboards, this is typical criticism of this motherboard, that it's very expensive, even compared with other motherboards of the same level of technology. So it's definitely a pricey product to buy, but even considering that, it is very well reviewed in various places. It has achieved various digital accolades from computer reviews, magazines, on the internet. So even for the price, it's a motherboard that it's very recommended to buy. If you obviously, if you have the money to spend. So why buy this motherboard? Although, as I said, it's a rather pricey option, even comparing it with other motherboards of the same range, the premium range, the consensus is that it's a good investment because it has various features of great quality. Also, it's very beautiful to see. Although this is a subjective matter, but the people that like the gaming aesthetic is going to like this type of motherboard. And well, in short, it's good for people that like its overclocking potential, that like that it's built with solid quality, and it's very good also in terms of connectivity. It has various connection options of very high speed transfer speeds. So thanks for listening, and I just wanted to clarify that why did I choose this motherboard and not others? Well, I arrived at this option just looking on the internet for just a motherboard that would allow me to maybe imagine if I had all the money that I would like. And I want to have right now the fastest processor, the top tier RAM, and hard, storage, speed, and the like, and a very beautiful with colorful lightning and the like. What would be a good option? Well, this is not the only option that we have. Probably not the best, especially considering the price, but it's a good option for a person that wants to maybe experiment with overclocking, for instance, and having the best components to play video games, for instance, at the with peak performance. So thank you very much.